Today we are going to study practice set 3.2. Now this 3.2, in this we are going to carry out operations on the polynomials, but before that we have been asked to solve one question. That question is, use the given letters to write the answer. Now you have been given the question here. There are 8 trees in the village lot. If the number of trees increases by b every year, how many trees will be there after x years? So there are 3 variables here. You can see a, b and x. What are these variables? Let us try to understand. The first one, a. A means A are those trees which are already there in the village, and B are those trees. B is the number of trees by which every year they are increasing. Like for example, every year 10 new trees are added, so 10 is the B year. Now it has been told that after x years, how many trees will be there in the village. So suppose after say 7 years, how many trees will be there? So that 7 is x. I hope you all have understood the question. Now let us form the equation out of it. Now how will we form it? Just imagine this entire question in a simple manner. There are 8 trees in the village lot. We don't have any problem with that, is okay. To that something is added, right? So a plus new trees are going to be added. Now what number of trees are going to be? So a and plus is the what we have understood already. Now what is added to it? Is it b? Is it x? How to do this? See, let us understand the second sentence carefully. If the number of trees increases by b every year, in 1 year b, in 2 year 2b, correct? In 3 year 3b, in 4 years 4b. Are you understanding? See, if in first year there are 10 trees increasing, in the second year it will be 2 into 10, 20 trees will be there. In the third year, by the third year, how many trees will be added? 3 into 10. By fourth year, 4 into 10. So similarly, after x is how many? X into 10, right? So similarly, in this case, 10 is what? B, right? Increases by b every year. So if the number of trees increases by b every year, so in 1 year if it is increasing by b, in 2 years it will increase by 2b, in 3 years it will increase by 3b, and in x years it will increase by xb. So what will be our equation? The number of trees which are already there. So a plus b x, or x into b. I hope it is clear to you. So let us write this. So there will be a plus bx trees in village lot. A stands for the actual trees which are already there, plus b means number of trees that are increasing in how many years? X years. So b into x. Let us understand the second question. The second question, it is given that for the parade there are y students in each row, and x such rows are formed. Then how many students are there for parade in all? Now understand this question, children. What is given here? That there are y students in one row, okay, and there are x such rows. Let us understand this question in terms of numbers. There are y students. Let me take, there are 10 students, okay, in each row. So there are 10 students in every row, okay, and there are x such rows. Now suppose if I take this x rows, there are 6 such rows, okay. Suppose if I take the number 6, so how will I get the answer, and how will I get the count of all the numbers in the parade? See, there are one row 10, second row 20, 10 plus 10 20, third row 10 plus 10 plus 10 30, right? Like that in 6 rows, how many? 6 into 10 60, correct? We are going to multiply the number of students to the number of rows to get the final answer. So here also for the parade, if I want to find out how many students are there, I will multiply the number of students in one row multiply by number of rows, right? So with that, what will I get answer as? Number of students is, I'll just write it down so that you all understand. So total number of students will be what? Number of students in each row multiplied by number of rows, right? So here the total number of students is going to be, number of students is how many? Y, into number of rows is x. So let me write that, y into x. Okay, now that will give me answer as x, y. Okay, we always write it in the alphabetical order. Now let us move towards the third question. Third question. The tens and unit place of two-digit number are m and n respectively. Write the polynomial which represents the two-digit number. So we have to show a two-digit number here in the form of polynomial. And how are we going to do that? Okay, it's very easy, children. Let us recollect something which we have done in our primary school. Okay, I hope you remember the place value, the expanded form. Let us recollect that. So in the question we have been asked to write down a two-digit number in a polynomial form, right? Let us take it a different way. Suppose that two-digit polynomial is 58. Two-digit number is 58. Okay. Now how do I write this 58 in the expanded form? You have studied this in the primary. Yes. What we do in that, children, we check at what place is 8. Yes. And at what place is the 5. And then we expand it. How? See. This 8 is in units place and 5 is in tens place. Yes. It is in units place and tens place. So, after doing this, how do we expand this? We will multiply 5 into 10. No? So, 5 into 10 plus 8 into unit means 1. So, 8 into 1. You have done this in the lower classes. Yes. So, let us write this in the expanded form. So, this is how we write our expanded form. 5 into 10 plus 8 into 1. You have done this in lower classes, right? So we are going to compare this with the question given to us. What is the question given to us? The question says that in the tens place, no, there is m. In the tens place there is m, and in the units place there is n. So you have to write down the polynomial. Okay, now how will you write, children? See, when I expand this, what is 10? This 10 is standing for the tens place, and this 1 is standing for the units place, right? This 5 is a digit which is here, and 8 is standing for the digit which is in units place. So similarly, if we compare this with our question, what our question has, instead of this 5, okay, our question has m, and instead of this 8, our question has n. Our question says there is m in tens place and there is n in units place. So this is our polynomial, m into 10 plus n into 1. And that's what we are going to write down in our sentence. So let us write down m into 10 plus 8. m into 10 plus n into 1. So this is how we write down the number formed as m into 10 plus n into 1. We can further solve this. M into 10 will be 10m plus n into 1 will be n. So that is what we'll write down. (10m plus n). Okay, so this is our equation. This is our polynomial. In the second question, we have been given two polynomials. The first one is x cube minus 2x square minus 9, and the second one is 5x cube plus 2x plus 9. We have to add both these polynomials. Okay, so it's very easy. So the first step will be putting both the polynomials in the bracket and putting a plus sign in between. Okay, so that's what I do. I put both the polynomials in the brackets and I put plus sign since they have asked us to add. Okay, now in the next step we'll be opening the brackets. Why? Because see, why do we put plus sign here? Because why do we put brackets? Because sometimes they ask us to subtract, right? So when we put a subtraction sign here, no, here the signs will change inside, right? So that's why it is very important that the first step will always be put the two polynomials in the bracket and do whatever operation is being asked to you. So that is what we do first, and now we are going to open the bracket in the next step. Now when we open the brackets in the next step, this all three, 1, 2 and 3 will come as it is. Since this is a plus sign outside the bracket, these signs will also be retained. It won't change. Now in the next step, I have just removed the bracket and I have written whatever are the terms given. Now in the next step, what we are going to do, we are going to write down the like terms together. Like terms means the terms which are having the same part together. Okay, now, and we'll start that with the highest one first. So now here x cube and 5x cube, okay, they are the like terms because they have the same number on their variable. Okay, so I'll write x cube plus 5x cubes together, and I'll write down 2x minus 2x square. With 2x square, do I have any pair here? There is no pair, so 2x square will remain alone. After 2x square, I'll write down 2x. We should write down it in a standard form. So after 2x square, we'll write down only 2x. Yes, because again with 2x there is no pair for it, right? And the last one will be minus 9 and plus 9. So we are going to arrange all these 6 terms in a proper order. Okay, we will start with the cube first, then the square, then 1 and then 0. Let us write it. This is how I write: cube with cube, square, then x raised to 1 and minus 9 plus 9. Whenever you write this, suppose when I wrote 2x square, you have to write it along with the sign. Okay, that is very important. This minus sign, this plus 9, like this. Now we can add, when they are telling us to add, no children, we can add only the like terms together. So here I can add only this and this. Okay, so I'll add these both and get some answer. Okay, I'm going to add x cube plus 5x cube. Understanding? So that will give me 5, and there is no number here, that means it will give me 6x cube. Now I have no pair, 2x square, I don't have anything with it, so that 2x square will come down as it is. Okay, similarly there is no pair with 2x also, so that 2x also will copy it as it is. And minus 9 plus 9 is 0, so that will be 0. We will write like this. Okay, and the next step we'll rearrange properly or write it properly: 6x cube minus 2x square plus 2x. Let us go to the second question. Now in the second question we have minus 7m raised to 4 plus 5m cube plus root 2, and we have the second polynomial also. So the first step is to put both the polynomials in bracket. So I've put this in bracket and this also in the bracket. Since there is plus sign here, the signs remain as it is, it does not change. Okay, now in the next step we are going to arrange them in a proper order, right? And I'm going to add the like terms. So how am I going to do here? 7m raised to 4 and 5m raised to 4. I'll write down them together. Then cube, 5m cube and 3m cube. Okay, then this is root 2. This is square. So after writing these two, I'll write down the square. Let us do that. So I've written it's a minus 7m and this one together. Similarly this is cube, so 5m cube and minus 3m cube together. Now after cube I'll search for any square. Okay, if there is any square. Yes, there is one square here, so that will come here, plus 2m square. Now after m square, m raised to 1, that means only m. Let us check if there is any m here. Okay, so here there is no m, here there is 3m here, so we write down plus 3m followed by the numbers. So the one number here is root 2 and the other number here is 6, so we'll write down those root 2 minus 6, root 2 minus 6, and now we are going to add them. Okay, so minus 7. Now here, whom can I add? See, these I can add. These are the like terms. Similarly, these are the like terms. This does not have any pair with it. Even this does not have anyone with it. We can add these, but this is, we cannot add root 2 and minus 6, right? So we will leave add as it is. So only in this equation, only the things that can be added is 7m raised to 4 and this and this. Also remember that there is a minus sign here, minus sign. Okay, so let us add now. Now minus 7 plus 5, minus 7 plus 5. So minus into plus is minus, 7 minus 5 is 2. Okay, 7 minus 5 is 2. Now we write on the sign of a bigger number. Sign here, the out of 7 and 5 the bigger number is 7. So I write down minus 2 and n raised to 4. Okay. Similarly here, 5 minus 3. 5 minus 3 is 2 m cube. This does not have anything to add, so this remains as it is. So this is your final answer. Let us look at the third sum. Now in the next question we have got 3 polynomials to add. So as always we'll put all the 3 polynomials in the bracket and then start with our sum. Okay. So the first 2 steps will be, the first step will be putting the 2 polynomials in the bracket, and in the next putting the 3 polynomials in the bracket. In the second step we will open the bracket. Okay. So let us do that. So as always we have put it in the brackets and then we have removed the brackets. Now we will put all the like terms together, and here the highest power is 2, so we'll write down all the terms which are having 2 as their power. So as we can see, we have 2y square and 3y square. So we'll write it first. After that we will, after square comes 1, so y raised to 1, so 3y here and 4y. That will come second, and then after that the numbers 5 plus 9 minus 3. So let us write it together. So now we have this 2y square plus 3y square. So these are the like terms. Yes. So this I will add together these two. Okay. Here y and y. So I'll add these 3 together, and lastly these 3 together. Okay. So let us add all of them. So 3, we add only the coefficients here. So 3 plus 2 will give me 5, and this y square we'll write as it is. So 5y square. Now 7y plus 3y. So 7y plus 3y will be 10y minus 4y. 10 minus 4 will be 6y. Plus, there is a plus sign here, so we'll put plus. 5 plus 9 will be 14. 14 minus 3 will be 11. Now if you see, you cannot do anything with 5y square plus 6y plus 11. We cannot add them, right? So we stop here. This is our final answer. Question number 3 says that subtract the second polynomial from the first. So this is the first polynomial, this is the second polynomial. Subtract the second. We have to subtract second polynomial from first. That means we are going to subtract this polynomial minus this polynomial. So the first step will be what? We will put both the polynomials in the bracket. So let us do that. So this polynomial went into the bracket. Since it is subtract, so I have put a subtraction sign, and this minus sign is of this. So entire polynomial I have written here. Now the next step will be removing the brackets, but here there will be slight changes. Now x square plus 9x plus root 3 will remain as it is, but since there is minus sign outside the bracket, this minus, because of this minus, this will become plus, this will become minus, and this will become minus. All the signs which are there in the brackets will turn to the opposite side. Why? Because minus into minus is plus. So this will become plus. Minus into plus is minus, and minus into plus is minus. Okay. So in short, if you want to remember what will happen, because of this minus signs, all the signs inside the bracket will turn to the opposite signs. So let me write it down. So as you can see, this became x square minus 9x plus root 3 as it is. This minus into minus became plus. Okay, minus into plus became minus, and minus into plus became minus. So in short, because of this minus sign, this minus became plus, this plus became minus, and this plus became minus. Now the next step will be writing it in a proper order. Okay, so how will I write that? So here the highest power is 2. Yes, x square is the highest power, and 7x square. So that is what I am going to write out together first. Okay, so let me write it. X square plus x square minus 7x square is what I have written. After x square, what will come, children? after x square will come x. So here it is minus 9x and here it is plus 19x. So that will write here like this. And lastly the numbers. So what are the numbers here? Root 3 and minus root 3. So we'll write like that. Now we will add or subtract the similar terms. Yes. So which one I'll add first? I'll add x square and minus 7x square. I'll subtract these first. Similarly, I'll add these and then this. Yes. So let me do the operation here. So there is no number here means there is 1. So 1 minus 7. So 1 minus 7, how will I get? So plus into minus is minus. 7 minus 1 will be 6. Okay, so 6 x square, but sign of a bigger number, so minus. This is equal to. Okay, now here plus into, you cannot write minus here, you have to first solve this, and whatever sign is to the greater number, that you will write. Do not write this minus sign here. Okay, so 19 minus 9. 19 minus 9 is 10 x, and what is the sign of a bigger number? 19 is a bigger number and it is having plus sign, so here comes plus sign. Similarly, plus root 3 minus root 3. So plus root 3 minus root 3 will give you 0. So your final answer will be minus 6x square plus 10x. Now in the second sum, I put both the polynomials in the bracket and I put a minus sign outside since we have been told to subtract, right? Then in the next step I remove the brackets. So the first bracket remain as it is, but what happens to the second bracket? This minus into plus, so this becomes minus, minus into minus becomes plus, and minus into plus becomes minus. So now what we are going to do is we are going to add the similar like terms or the similar terms. Okay, so how will we start now? We have ab square, a square b, ab. Okay, so we'll write all the like terms together. So let us write down a square b first, or you can write down ab square first, whatever is easy for you. If you feel that you want to write down ab square first, you can write down like that. You can add, and at the end you can arrange it. So we'll write down ab square first. Okay, we'll write down ab square here plus 8ab square together, then a square b and this a square b together, and then finally ab and ab. So let us write it. So I have written it to ab square, and with that I have written 8ab square. With 3a square b I have written minus 2a square b. With minus 4ab I have written minus 3ab. Now let us check and add the similar terms. So this is the similar 2ab square plus 8ab square. Similar, these two are similar, and finally these two are fine. Okay, so we are going to carry out operations on these. So 2 plus 8 will be 10. That is very easy. So we will write down 10 ab square. 10 ab square there. Plus 3 minus 2 will be 1. So you can write down 1, or if you don't write anything then also it's okay. And a square b. And here, now here minus into minus is plus. So 4 plus 3 will be 7. Variable will be ab, and sign of a bigger number, so minus. So this is your final answer. 10ab square plus a square b minus 7ab.